everyone, it's Missy. It's 17 weeks after average date of last frost, and we don't have too much to do out in the garden as much as we do inside. Basically, I've been canning, freezing, and dehydrating a lot of vegetables for winter use. So I'll show you what my storage looks like, and then I have been harvesting our acorn squash, and I'll show you a clip out in the garden of me doing that. Otherwise, you want to make sure that you keep an eye on your tomatoes to discard them if they show any kind of signs of rot. You don't want to have a tomato start to rot and then it spoils the whole batch if you have it set out on the table like I do. So let's check out my storage room where I keep all my canned goods. So it's a little dark in my basement where I keep the canning items that I have made during the year, but you can see how I made the pickle spears. I have some strawberry vinaigrette, a lot of tomato sauce, and of course I have my canned whole tomatoes in water. And then I have my relish, my pickle slices, peaches, my apple pie filling, beets, blueberry jam, and it just keeps going. Up on the upper shelves is where I usually keep my salsa and my other relishes that I can't fit on the lower shelves. So I definitely try to make sure that my jars are not stacked one on top of each other, because you want to make sure that if the lids aren't sealed properly, they're loose, and then you can start to see the mold forming in the jar, and then you know that the seal is bad and you have to discard the product. You also want to make sure that you don't keep the rims on the jars for the same reasons. I do come down here and I'll dust and move the jars around just to make sure that everything is still fresh and sealed. If I see any signs of spoilage, I will discard the product, but I only water bath can. I don't do any pressure canning. So I'm sure you guys can check out a few of my videos. I have another video I'll post after this on how I make my sloppy joe starter, which is kind of like buying manwich at the store. All you have to do is add it to ground beef, and you will be able to have a nice sloppy joe for, I think of it as for the summer, but a quick meal. And over here I have my tomatoes that are set out, and basically you want to look for any signs of spoilage, such as this one. So as you can see, the skin gets a little bit wrinkly and then it starts to rot on the ends, so this one has to be discarded. And you can see I have another one over here where again you start seeing those rot, kind of dimple yellow and brown spots, and that's another one that I'll have to discard. But I just go through here, I pick out the bad ones and compost them, and then the rest of them hopefully will ripen slowly like these green ones, and so I can eat them through the winter. But usually when they turn red like these ones, I will have to can them into something like ketchup or sauce. And of course I have my onions down here as well. These ones I put out on a wire rack so that way they have proper airflow and they can remain dry. I do not want them to spoil by getting moldy or so forth because of the dampness. So this week our squash, winter squash and pumpkins should be ripe and ready to pick. So as you can see, the plant has pretty much died away now that we've had our frost come through, and it did not hurt the actual squash thing, but we do need to pick it. I'm just going in. And for the most part, they should slip off the vine, but I still like to use the scissors. And now that I flipped it over, you can see that this orange on the acorn squash means this is ripe and ready to go. So what I'm going to do is pick all the squash, and then I just let it cure in a warm spot for 1 to 2 weeks, and it's ready to go in our house for storage for winter use. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye!